Oh man, I got music playing everywhere. I got to stop that over there. I have a whole bunch going on.
You're just like,
That's the whole thing. Mission Control, I got a lot of stuff going on here. I was like, oh, this would be perfect. I'll be able to mess around with it and get everything right and be so professional looking. There I am, off into space. This is my best profile right here. That's what you get.
so funny.
Well, hello, kinfolk. Welcome back to Keeping It Neat with Derek and Nick. I am Derek, Executive Bourbon Steward.
And I am Nick, certified bartender.
Hey, we got that part right. Well, we came in on good. That's a good start to the show anyway. You know what I mean? So we got to come in with something. So, you got a little bit of us being us in the beginning, I guess, trying new things. I was trying to see if I could pull up the thing over here, but I had the music playing. It was like doubling over on itself. It was going kind of crazy here. So we're going to give a little bit of time, let people come in here, get some more people in the chat. If they're waiting, they're just getting their alerts that we're going live on Facebook and on YouTube. So that's nice. And hopefully we'll get some people going on here. I'm going to pull up my chats over here. So Nick, what have you been doing all week? I know, it's kind of been cruddy weather. It's like winter all over again, it seems.
Yep. Well, we're in week 3. Michaela and I have still been working out every day and doing that.
Nice. That's good.
And besides that, we pretty much have both been doing our remote learning stuff.
Oh, well, let me see if I can pull this thing up over here because I tried doing this and I was getting.
And then besides that, we're looking forward to this actually, doing a flavored live, which I know is the first time we've done this before. So in case you're just tuning in, what are we doing here today? We are going to be doing different flavored bourbons, whiskeys today. So looking forward to that. It's always a good time.
Yes, it is. It is always a good time, and I'm sorry if I'm looking off to the side. I'm trying doing mission control here because last week I could pull up the whole big screen here.
I get Bourbon Babe on it.
There it is. No, that's not what I want either. Oh my goodness, this is not working out for me today at all, kids, and I don't know why. I'm having technical difficulties.
So I can see the stuff. We're now using a laptop to do the streaming, so I can see I kind of can see everyone's comments. Besides the YouTube ones, which I know.
Oh, hey, well, Rebecca Alves, her link is actually working, and I put that out the other week before. If you're on Facebook and you're watching us live on Facebook, there's a StreamYard. That's what we use for our service is StreamYard. So you have to give permissions to StreamYard to be able to post. Your comments will always post, but for your name to show up, that is part of it. So you give those permissions, and when you make a comment on Facebook, it shows up in the StreamYard stream with your name. Rather, if you don't do that, then it just shows up as Facebook user. So when it shows up, I don't know who it is. So that's why I'm trying to pull it up over here on my computer too, is to get that so I can see it.
All right.
So to see who the people are that are commenting, if it doesn't, it's just to get names to go with it. If not, it's just Facebook user.
So in case anyone's wondering how we're doing this today, Derek and I had a 6 foot apart meet and greet. Pretty much where Derek gave me different samples of the 4 we were going to try today. We're going to go through them. We're going to start out with the Stillhouse Coconut. We're going to go to the Bird Dog Blackberry. We're going to hit Heritage, the Brown Sugar Bourbon, which we've tried before. Good to revisit because we're also going to be trying the Heritage Bourbon. Wow, blank.
Drawing a blank on it. Hi, Karen. Karen Farina checking in here, folks. Hello.
Hey, fam. And then we're going to be trying that one, the 103 version, though. So that'll be interesting.
Yeah, we have a couple of different ones. And, this is our first really, we've done the lives before, but we're not, this is our first Flavored Friday live. So obviously we're doing it on a Friday. So, we wanted to bring it something different. We always try to do our Flavored Fridays, but unfortunately running out of material. This whole lockdown status has kept me and Nick from actually doing videos taping in the studio. We still have to try to do it this way here to get to the split screen going on with some of our recorded material. It's just that I'm working, Nick has his stuff during the day. So it just hasn't worked out yet for us, but this worked out so we could get our live going here. But the first one that we are going to be doing tonight is the Stillhouse Coconut Whiskey.
Yep.
So let me see here. So Stillhouse right here. This is the one we're going to be trying today. We did the other one. What was it? Was it the peach that you had gotten, Nick, for us?
When we were in Nashville, we were actually on the way to a wedding, and we came across a liquor store, and I wanted to pick some stuff up for the rest of the trip. So I grabbed some stuff, and the Stillhouse Peach I saw there, and I was like, the gas can's like kind of a cool retro-y sort of thing that I thought, like, you know what, let's give this a shot. And it was a good time to try with to bring that little bit of Nashville back home. So
nice. Yeah, that was good stuff. I mean, we liked it. You know what I mean? We tried it, gave it a whirl. Max Brenner, what's going on, bud? How you doing? Yeah. So again, you know, if I'm not making eye contact with people, it's not because I'm avoiding it. You know, if when I do my no eye contact thing, I keep my eyes closed for whatever reason when I talk, and that's something I'm working on currently to keep doing, so I don't do that in the middle of videos. So if I'm looking off to the side, again, it's because I'm trying to see people's comments and to match names up with the comments that are coming up. Jared House says, "Little guys rule." What's this? Jared House says, "Little guys rule, and I hope that you are safe and well drinking Jim Beam Black tonight." All right, little guys rule. Okay.
All right.
That's my brother. So
enjoy your Jim Beam Black. I don't think I've tried Jim Beam Black.
No, I don't think we've tried the Jim Beam Black before. So that is a different one for us. So what we'll do is we'll get into our first flavored, which is the Stillhouse Coconut. We've already pre-poured those, and we're ready to go. So are you ready to whiskey, sir?
Ready and able.
And in.
Ding.
Ooh. All right. Again. Now, we don't really do notes on these. I've got prices on all the different ones that we have currently that we're going to be trying tonight. So I don't have notes on them. We don't really do the distiller's notes because it's tough enough to find a mash bill on the known ones. These offshoots and flavored ones is really hard.
Yeah.
This is more of a like moonshiny type of a deal going on.
I'm going to tell you, from the nose alone, they're so similar to the peach one. It's so sweet. It's so distinctly like in your face coconut. And I'm like, all right, you know.
Yep.
Dad's drinking Crown Apple, which is also one of my favorites. So cheers, Dad. I'm dreading this. This smells like rubbing alcohol. I'm not going to lie. It's like, it doesn't smell appeasing.
No, it doesn't. Here's my buddy. This is what he said. Let's see where his is over here, if I can pull him up. Because at our work, we all have to wear masks now all day long. So his is, you need a Rona mask and a sippy straw to enjoy all this. So
make that happen, though.
Yeah, we can get that together for you. That's Tony. You know, that's my buddy Tony from work, Tony D'Agostino. He's the one that suggested a couple of bourbons. He's gotten a bottle. He actually gave us the bottle of the brown sugar bourbon, the original one. For us to try on the show. So that was really nice of him. Thank you very much. But all right, dude, I'm getting like, honestly, there was like, when I first took a whiff, I got a little bit of the coconuts in there, but I'm also getting like a citrus note of some sorts going on.
For honeysuckle?
Honeysuckle. Really?
That's, yeah, very specific, but like and almost like a florally flowery scent to it. That's kind of where I'm at, but I'm going in for the sip because I've
right. Okay.
It's that thickness.
The thickness.
Thank you. I was wondering if I was gonna set you up if you were gonna dunk it or not.
Yeah.
Okay. It's very thick. Very thick.
Mm-hmm.
It's not as pungent as I was expecting. It's a nice pina colada aftertaste. That's how I'd put it.
That's what it's reminding me of. Is like that pina colada-y kind of like a mixed drink thing going on there. It's not just, I'm not really getting the whiskey. It's only actually 34.5% alcohol. So it's below. So it's really low on the alcohol content. So, but it, like the nose, I'm just getting that coconut. There is like a alcohol, like ethanol-y kind of thing going on, but I'm also getting like that grainy, like unmatured bourbony, unmatured alcohol or spirit, basically, is what I'm getting.
With that rubbing alcohol content
it's that grain.
Yeah.
It's the grain itself. That's what you get. That grain alcohol. That's all I'm getting through. I mean, it's the corn more than likely is the mash bill for this. That's probably what they use.
Yeah, I could see the corn in there, but I mean, it's weird though because the nose doesn't reflect the drink. So the nose smells like the shredded coconut. The taste tastes like a pina colada coconut. That's
coconut whiskey. Paul's nervous for us. He doesn't. It's different. Not gonna lie to you. It is different.
I wouldn't do it.
The packaging they do. I mean, honestly, dude, I love the packaging that they have for this. I mean, honestly, it looks like an old school, like oil can, like small gas can, like you would have had like back from like the 30s or the 50s, maybe in that era. I mean, it's a really cool little can. It really is. It's pretty neat. So marketing wise, I think they hit it out of the park with their packaging, because all of theirs come in those little tins like that.
Now, you probably already looked this up, so I'll sit you up for this. But I'm curious other flavors, because I liked the peach one. I know about now this coconut. I didn't even know they had other flavors, because the only one on the rack in Nashville, excuse me, was the peach one. So this is the first time I'm actually tasting that there's another one out there. I didn't know there were other ones. So what other ones do you know off the top?
I honestly, again, didn't do the homework on it. So, but I do know they have I know they have a regular whiskey, it comes in like a black can, and I can't remember what it was. It's not a flavored one though. It's not flavored. It's like a regular whiskey / bourbon-y kind of a deal they got going on. So they do have an aged one.
I found it. They have, you ready for this? Oh my gosh, we might need to figure this out. They have apple crisp, peach tea, which we tried, coconut, which we tried, mint chocolate chip, and red hot whiskey.
Wow, really?
Yeah, those are some interesting flavors right there.
That's a couple of different ones there. That's for sure.
Tony just said that the only flavor he's seen is the mint one too. So, Tony, I'm interested to see where you have found other flavors, because I couldn't even believe you found this one. I didn't know that this was even sold up here. So.
Oh, there's my wife's friend Richard. Hey, Rich, how you doing? Thanks for coming, Rick.
It's just called Black Bourbon.
Oh, it's just called their Black Bourbon, Stillhouse Black Bourbon. That's all.
So obviously the appearance isn't like normal bourbon. And Derek, why don't you, in case they haven't seen the last episode, why don't you explain that a little bit?
What am I explaining again? Sorry, I was talking off screen there for a second.
Yes.
Yeah, focus, man.
Why it's clear.
Why it's clear, the reason why it's clear is basically this came right out of the still. It's not aged in oak barrels. They don't do any of that with this. So it goes right from the still right into the can. So all they do is they'll do their mixer. They'll add whatever flavoring they want to it, or however they're going to do that with, obviously with the coconut extract, more than likely with this, with the blueberry flavorings and peaches. They could add coloring if they wanted, because they're not a bourbon. So legally with a bourbon, you can't do any of that. But with these whiskeys like this, it's just a clear neutral grain spirit, and all they're doing is they're adding the flavor to it. So there's no aging process. So pretty much, this is maybe a day old before they put it in the can after they added the flavors to it. So that's really it. The coloring that you get in all the bourbons and whiskeys is coming from the barrel itself and that aging process, how long it's in there. That's what's going to draw all those colors, those rich sugars and stuff like that you taste in there. The wood notes, tannins, all of the bitter, like those leather notes sometimes you'll get. That's all coming from the wood. It's not, there is some flavor from a neutral grain spirit is exactly that. It's neutral. There's not really any flavor to it. You may get like that corny, you'll get the corn notes and stuff like that. That corn flavor is really strong when you taste it right off when they're doing it. But other than that, you're not getting a lot of that. But with this, that's it. Neutral grain spirit. They add the flavoring to it, puts it inside their can, their product, and it's out on the shelf. So there's no wasting of time for them. They're not sitting, 3,000, 400,000 barrels somewhere waiting to pour it out. That's pretty much it.
So that's awesome. We got two things. We got two follow-ups in the process of you answering that question. I appreciate you taking that time. Tony, appreciate it. He said it was the chocolate chip, not the mint tea. And he said it was in Norwood, worth a day trip drive. Totally up when we're not in quarantine and I can do that. So I'm totally up for that, because I'd be interested to see if they have the other flavors, or maybe someone else knows where other flavors would be. Because if we can get each one of those flavors, it actually looks cool. I saw a picture of them all stacked next to each other and sideways. It looks kind of and then your brother asked a pretty cool question.
Yeah, he goes, how does it compare with a coconut rum? Honestly, I think I like the rum better.
Really?
Yeah, I think I would rather have the rum.
Okay, let me throw this out to you, though.
Yes.
I love like Malibu coconut rum, Parrot Bay coconut rum. I would say this is taste-wise comparable. It is right those. So I'd be interested to try pina colada with one, pina colada with another, especially as a bartender. Like, would you notice the difference? Because the tastes are very close, and I'm not depicting a huge. It doesn't have that, like we said, that bourbony whiskey taste to it. So it's very it actually to me tastes very similar to the rum, but again, it's thicker. So like it depends on how you're making the drink, or if you're just taking shots. Now we're in a whole different realm. Or
Yeah.
you know, I mean,
yeah, there's the whole other different rum you can get into. I mean, the coconut rums, I really, honestly, I know that you said you and your dad, I think you go out and you drink like just different, you do like shots of like flight boards of different rums and stuff like that. Honestly, me, I know only rum I can tell you is most of the rums I've ever had, they go right into a mixed drink. That's pretty much it for me. However I'm going to have it, on the rocks or with Coke or with Diet Coke, whatever it may be. So that's pretty much how I have most of the rums. But as far as this I could see probably in, with your Coke and your Diet Coke ice, all that kind of stuff on rocks. I could see it. I think it could be a replacement for it easily for a rum.
Sorry, Michaela is trying to put a page over. I'm like, I think you're going to ruin your poster. I wouldn't do that.
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
The only other thing I wanted to point out was that I feel that when it comes to this, there's no burn.
No, there isn't. But that's also because the alcohol content is so low on this. Now, on the rums, I don't know what the rums are coming in at for alcohol content. So, I mean,
what did you say this one was?
What's that?
How much did you say this?
This is 34.5%.
All right, so let me see some 2 seconds.
So it's under 70% alcohol.
So, like Parent Bay coconut rum, you're looking at. Excuse me.
Oh, Nick on the computer, me on the computer. Everyone's on a computer. This is live, folks. This is what it's all about.
One for you. You're looking at for the proof is 90 proof for like the Parrot Bay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna guess like they're more. They've got the stronger kick to them. But I don't know.
Well, the Caribbean. I got the Malibu right here. It's only 21% alcohol in Malibu rum, coconut rum.
Gosh, really?
Yeah, so that's really low. Thank you.
Oh, so I would choose this over the Malibu, but I would choose Parrot Bay over this.
Okay.
So this and that. Those are usually the more popular coconut rums. And the Parrot Bay, in case you've never heard of it, Captain Morgan makes it. It's very good. So
okay. Yeah, so that's where we're at with those. The other big news that we have, going back to now. Overall, what do you think? You think there's anything like as far as like a mixed drink we could do with this, maybe on the show in the future, when we actually get back together and can do stuff at the same time? I
know what your brother was bringing up. I think any sort of I got to get out labels. Any sort of pineapple-y drink is going to work.
Ooh, yeah. Okay.
I think any sort of this and pineapple juice or a like I said before, a pina colada with this, I think is going to be you're going to.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll definitely have to try something. Jared L says, thank you very much for answering the question. Thank you for watching, and thank you for making the comment. We appreciate that. The participation helps a lot. And, we like the back and forth we can get with our people, our kinfolk, that they ask questions. We like to be able to answer them if we can, if we're knowledgeable enough on the subject. If not, we'll get back to you at a later date. We are right now. We've got like 4 computers going right now. There's computers going on in the other room over there. We got Nick on his computer pulling stuff up for us. I've got my computer. I'm pulling up comments over here. So we got a lot going on. But Nick, big news for us.
Yes.
I know we had talked about it. We were texting earlier today. Down in the description, you'll see it. I have a link for another YouTube channel. Now, the reason why I have the link for the other YouTube channel is, I'm going to bring that up right now, is New Dram Drinker. Now, New Dram Drinker, that is Anthony and Nikki. They're over in the UK. Very nice folks. They have been really nice to us since we started our channel. Every time I've reached out to them for questions, asking them different things, they've always been, forthright and, answering me, answered all my questions I've had for them, whether it be about editing software, what they might be using for camera equipment, microphones, whatever it is. But they have a series right now. They're pouring it, drinking it, and enjoying it with friends. They started this and they reached out to us and they asked for us to give them our notes from when we tried Eagle Rare. When we did it on the show. So I got back to him and I gave him all our notes. I rewatched our episode and I got back to them on it. And they are doing a show tomorrow where they are redoing they're trying the Eagle Rare, I should say. And they're going to be comparing their notes to the notes that we had from the show. So it'll be on tomorrow, Saturday during the day. This is who they are right here. This is this week's special guest notes. It's New Dram Drinker and we are Keeping It Neat. They're doing the Eagle Rare series. That's what they're doing tomorrow. I want to say, I think it comes out at like 10 a.m., but they sent me 10 Greenwich Mean Time. So I think it's like 6 in the morning is when they post it because they're like 5 hours behind us. Because they said they were going to try to watch our live tonight because I was going to be mentioning them. I'm also going to put a link up right over here, over Nick's head, I should say, will be the link for their channel. So if you want, you'll be able to click on it after this video posts. If you want to see how to follow them right now, it's in the description I put of this for the show tonight. It's in the description down below, so you can go to their channel, subscribe to them. They're great people. They have a great show. Again, it's Anthony and Nikki. They do it, and they trade off. One time it'll be Nikki doing the tasting and the review, and another time it'll be Anthony doing it. I got a special sneak peek of the video, so they sent me the link before it gets released tomorrow. I sent the link to Nick and I sent the link to Bourbon Babe Becca so they could watch because they work on the show. So, and it's a private link, so nobody else can watch it before then. But if you have the link, you can. So I was fortunate enough, I got to watch it. They did a really good job with it. And I told them when I sent them the notes, I said, this was our second episode we ever taped. And it really was. I think it was our second episode we taped. So we were really nervous when we did it. We skipped a lot of stuff. We didn't worry about what it looked like in the glass. We had no finishing notes. We had nothing. It was just, I taste this, this, and this. I got this on the nose, and then I have this on the palate, and that's it. And we were out. It was done.
I'm so glad you brought that up because that was my next sentence when you were finally wrapped up. I was like, here's the thing. We were episode 2. Let's be cautious of that because, which hint, Bourbon Babe and Sadie. I'm interested to try. I've had Eagle Rare at many functions since we've talked about it on the show. We've talked about it privately. I love Eagle Rare. So it's very interesting to me where we first said it, and I'd be interested to do it blindly again and to be not know it was in the chug jug and really dive in again and see if we are very similar to the first time we did it or if we're completely out in left field. And so I'm looking forward to that episode from them and hopefully more encounters with them in the future as well.
Yeah, definitely. And great people. Again, link is down in the description. You can go right to it'll take you right to their YouTube channel. Subscribe to them. I'm also, again, once this video posts to YouTube, which will be after we're done going live, it usually posts within another couple of minutes after that. It'll be live and be able to be watched. But I will also put the link up above Nick's head. Will be there, and it will have the link to that. I can only do it once. It's weird. YouTube's got weird. You can only put it once in whatever video you do, and it's there. So when I said that before, that's where it's going to be. So I'll throw the card in there, and you'll be able to just click on that, and it'll take you right to their to their YouTube channel. And please subscribe to them. Great people. Hope to do maybe something with them in the future. We want to do a lot of these lives, and especially want to reach out and branch out and work with other whiskey channels that are out there currently, out there right now, that have been, that we would like to work with and do something. It's just that, again, they're in the UK. So really a lot of things I think I've seen with them is we'd have to do it in the afternoon. It'd be 3 o'clock in the afternoon if we taped it, if we went live with them, so that it would be 8 o'clock at night for them. So that would be probably their prime time, for us. And it'd have to be on a Saturday more than likely, because during the week, everybody works, you know what I mean? So I'd be at work, Nick could be at work on a regular day, but due to the pandemic, we could probably do it any day of the week really now.
I think we'll get into the next one.
Yeah, we're going to get to the next one, but I'm gonna the price on that one, what do you think it costs?
For that $24.
Okay, you're close. $19.99.
Yeah, even 24 was high. I was like, eh.
Yeah, well, you were putting it up there. You were putting it on a pedestal. I don't think we have to put it up that high yet.
Because I was thinking in Nashville, I was thinking it's got to be around $20 I spent for it. So it's I think inflation because we're not in Nashville, but again, that's just a guess. But yeah, so let's go right into the next one.
Well, here's a comment here. Hold on one second. I'm going to pull this up. Which one you got? What do you got there?
Bird Dog Blackberry.
Oh, the Bird Dog Blackberry. That will be next. Right here, Miss Michaela asks,
"Oh, my lady,
are the flavored ones any easier to drink than the other more naturally flavored whiskeys, bourbons? Basically, are the flavors less harsh? I'm interested in trying the coconut flavored one in a mixed drink for sure." So she's basically asking, is it easier drinking, do you think, than...
She doesn't know, but I finished it.
Well, fortunately for her, I do have more. So the next time we do our whiskey pass off, I can bring more for you.
she'll drink something she might like, guys. This is crazy.
Well, understand the whole reason why we started doing the flavored whiskeys is we think it's a really great way for people that have never tried whiskey, or they have tried whiskey and they had a bad experience with it because they, maybe went into something that was too much for them, really.
Yeah.
So with this, I think it's a lot less. You're not getting the burn. I don't think you're going to get that alcohol burn that you normally get with a lot of the regular bourbons and, scotches and maybe, Irishes that we try. With this one, I think it's a lot easier drinking, and I think a lot more people can get into it with this, even if it's in a mixed drink, to get started into it. You know what I mean?
Yep. I like that. That was a nice question.
Yeah, that was a great question, actually. That's a really good. And, going off what she just said, what Michaela just said, which, I mean, that's an amazing question and that's really good. But that's the whole reason why we started doing the Flavored Fridays, was to bring it, whiskey as a whole. It's, it's a great way to just, even when you're out, it's all about family and friends and enjoying the time with each other. This is a great way to just get the people into it. That flavored whiskey, I think, Nick's on board with it too. He'll talk more about that, but just being able to get someone new that's into the whiskey and is afraid of it. Maybe they might be afraid of trying or starting, or again, they had that one bad experience. So that's really the flavors, I think, is the way to go if you're just getting in.
Well, and that's the thing. You're going to hit hiccups along the way. You're going to hit things you don't like, but then there is always a pathway of things you like. For instance, I mean, you and I are different. We like everything. We like trying, and we like being wrong and hating things and liking other things, whatever. But from like when we first started, let's even just take Scotch, for example. Like, I found I like the Scotch, so it's interesting to be like, I like the sweeter ones rather than the smoky ones. I'm not a big fan, so I steer this way, and then I have a pathway of things to try. So, like you said, this is a good stepping stone to just trying things and going from there. And I think the ones we're leading into will progressively show that as well, because this was actually the bottom of the barrel flavored one of the 4 that we're going to try tonight.
Yeah, well, this was, we were deciding our batting order really earlier. Me and Nick go off screen beforehand. We have like a pre-meeting like this, and we talk about how we want it to go, what's been going on with the day and whatnot. Excuse me, I'm pouring my next whiskey right now.
Yep.
Which is actually, dude, it's color-wise on this one, it actually has like that slight bluish kind of tint to it, like from a Blackberry.
Well, so I was thinking that it did have that darkish hue to it.
Yeah, it's not like the oak barrel, like that. It's like the actual, like the coloring itself of the, yeah. I mean, you really can't see it that well. I don't think my lighting is not that good because the lighting on my screen, it looks like it's a bourbon or whiskey. But when you look at it, it's actually got like that kind of purpley kind of a tint to it, which is weird.
It's totally got a purpley tint.
Yep. So so this is the next one we're going to get into. That was Brian Ferrari. He messaged before. He said that he is drinking some Jameson, a little Jameson tonight, going easy sipping on the Jameson.
I still stand by the fact that I think the Jameson, go watch our blind review. I think it tells a lot about Jameson.
Well, it does. I mean, and Jameson is good for what, but understand a lot of these companies, they have that mystique built up around them. It's all name recognition. You know what I mean? And that it's like buying, say Nike or Reebok, you're buying the name really. So Jameson is synonymous with, you hear that word Jameson, Irish whiskey.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things, and it's very easy drinking. You know what I mean? It's a good whiskey. It really is. It's an easy drinking whiskey. But are we ready to get into this Blackberry right now, sir?
I'm always ready.
I know you are. So
cheers.
Cheers. All right.
If you haven't yet, highly suggest the Jameson Black Barrel.
Jameson Black Barrel. Yeah, Brian, if you haven't tried that one yet, try the Jameson Black Barrel. That one is good. So we have right now
Punch in the throat.
Yep. Yeah, it's something. The Bird Dog. Ooh. That's
so weird. It's like bourbon and then a back scent of the Blackberry.
Yep, but that's the bottle right there. So if you're ever out and you want to see, what we're drinking, if you're looking for the bottle, that's it. This one actually comes in at 80 proof. So this is actually real alcohol proofing going on. So
real alcohol.
It comes in at what a whiskey should.
But you can smell
it. Dude, I'm getting there's that Blackberry note to it, but it's very subtle.
I can't get past it. You know what? I'm smelling like this is gonna like, all right. I used to drink this stuff in college called UV Blue, and it was the worst bottom of the grade. Like I could never touch that again because it would just like a sip would probably make me instantly just like not have a good night. This has the same smell to it. Like I feel like I'm back in college at a party right now. This is very weird for me.
Sadie Alves, Reebok. Reebok, she hasn't heard Reebok in years.
So I'm very excited to try this. I'm gonna go right in.
Reebok is still hip for us.
For who?
For who? Nick agrees with you. Nick said for who? All right, for my generation, Reebok was big.
I don't think that's true. I don't think it's true either.
All right, Reebok was big for someone's generation. I'm going to stick to that, okay?
I'm Derek, and I fully endorse Reebok.
I fully endorse Reebok. Today, our episode is brought to you by Reebok.
I love Reebok. You storm off the show.
I'm going to go get my Reebok running suit. I'll be right back.
Next time, you need to be wearing everything Reebok.
Well, I will because we'll be sponsored then because we've talked about it so much.
Reebok.
Yeah. Dude, I wish it went this way. I would have the whole emblem pop up right now. I'd pull it up right now on the screen.
All right, so I got so
there's nothing. All I'm getting is Blackberry and some alcohol. That's literally what I'm getting out of it.
Interesting because I was thinking about this. It's not a liqueur. It's definitely on the bourbon side, but it's just teetering, isn't it? It's not hot flames.
No, it's not. I'm not getting any of that. I haven't tried it. I'm going to try the taste on it right now and see what's going on with it.
I think it's very tasty. I think this is going to be delicious in like a mint julep or something. Like it's like the flavors are incredible. I like that. This could be fun in a drink.
That's better straight. I'm still getting like a little bit of like a it's thick. That's the other thing too. It's another one of those thick ones. But it's coming off a little like cough medicine-y to me on the back, like that little, like that artificially kind of flavoring that you get in a cough medicine. That's what I'm getting on the background with this. I mean, other than, dude, there's really not a lot else you're getting out of this. I mean, on the flavor, you're getting blackberry. It's super sweet. It is a very sweet.
There's honey in there. It's a blackberry honeyish flavor. Like a straight scoop of real raw honey. Like it tastes.
Oh yeah, yep. I can see that. Yes, I see where you're going with that because it's got that like that thickness. That's that viscosity. Viscosity, big words.
I think you used viscosity last time. You can't do 2 weeks of.
Oh, I'm sorry, 2 weeks of viscosity. I can't use it again. Sorry, I'll have to change up. I'm gonna have to go to my thesaurus. I'll be back.
You would too. You'd be like, I have a separate tab for a thesaurus.
I have it all just tabbed out for everything I want for.
Yeah, again, you said you could drink it straight. I could see.
I'm just saying you could. I wouldn't because I'm really honestly I've drank a couple of sips and I'm done with it. I don't want any more straight. I just think it's too sweet. Number one is it's loaded with sugar. Yeah, I mean, not like I'm going out for the diet. I haven't found a diet whiskey yet, but I'll look for it on the market. But it's
zero.
But it's super sweet. It's almost overbearingly, that cloying sweetness that's just in there, and it's like it's just almost too much after so many sips. If you like sweet and you like blackberry, and that again, this is probably right up your alley as far as flavored would go. You know what I mean?
It's very it's blackberry, but it's very like a black grape too.
Okay, so you most those like you think like Concord kind of grape, like that kind of grape?
Yeah, kind of. I just feel it's very it's good, like you said, it's sweet, but it's fun. It's fun to smell. I'm finding more than drink, and I want it as a candle.
Oh, all right. Well, a blackberry candle, but interesting though, because we did a little bit of research before we were going over.
It's called Candles with Nick and Blackberry
with Nick. All right, I like it.
No, but anyway, so you're over it. You don't like it.
It's only okay for me. I mean, I'm like, I had a couple of sips. I'm done with it. I could really it'll be like, okay, I got a whole bottle. Guess what? Anybody wants any free samples? Mm-hmm. You know what to do. Contact down below. Keeping it neat, Derek and Nick, and I'll send it to you if you want to give it a whirl. But I mean, how much do you think this puppy costs?
I'm gonna guess this is $26.99.
Wow, really going up every time we're gonna do a flavor? Just gonna keep going up on that pay scale. This one is actually only $15.99, and I think you're right in the ballpark for this one, for what you're paying, what you're getting out of it.
What I was getting at with the liquor, bourbon-y, like where does this fall? Is it more of a liqueur, like a blue curacao? Is this more of a bourbon, like a Angel's Envy? I don't know. I'm throwing out just names. This is right in the middle, and it's teetering towards the liqueur side. And I'm curious if when some of the drinks I make at work, we use blackberry brandy, and I'd actually love to make some of my drinks that we usually use blackberry brandy and use this instead, and see if it might bring some more flavor and some help to.
We're having some. I'm watching this camera cut in and out. We're having some technical difficulties just popped up, and I know it's from the streaming service because, unfortunately, with everything we're doing, everybody's doing live. Everyone's using all these services for everything. So their servers are like, I guess, super overloaded. We're on a Friday night at high peak time, so everybody's using this. Because I just watched this, like we just totally went black, and I don't know if that went through.
That was just you.
We were black.
You were black. I'm fine.
All right, because I saw it, but both of us were black for a second, so I don't know.
Oh, see, on mine it only showed you went out, and I was fine. But anyways, right. Tony asked, would cutting it straight with whiskey overpower it?
Nope.
I don't. What whiskey?
Old Granddad or something like that, or maybe 100 proof. Maybe you go with like a bottled and bond.
Again, this by itself too much, you're gonna get sick. I think this now you're gonna cut other things into it. Now you're looking for a tough time, especially tomorrow morning. That this is gonna be good for a mixer. That's it. So
mixer. So
yeah. So like I was gonna say, these are very well known. Bird Dog Company. You're gonna list all of them off in a minute. I've tried 3 or 4 of them, and the other times that I've tried them have been in nip form. They're a very popular, like $1.25 nip. So when you're looking at all the nips, it's like, oh, give me the cheap one. Like, so one, there was a get together, a party thing, like whatever, however, like last summer, I had like 20 of them left, and they were all this jalapeno one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, my stomach turned, so I never drank them. Like I honestly threw them away because I wasn't going to drink jalapeno whiskey anymore. So, but yeah, so you're going to list off. I know you got this list ready for us.
I do. I have just the different ones that Bird Dog makes that we did on. We were talking about earlier. How many different ones they have. They have apple, chocolate, hot cinnamon, maple, peach, ruby red grapefruit, which I would be interested to see that one. What their take on that is. Strawberry, jalapeno honey, praline. Then they just have a spiced one and black cherry.
So I've done the black cherry, the jalapeno, the peach, the maple, and now this blackberry one. I'm going to tell you something. Besides the jalapeno one, they're all really good. Those flavors. Some of the other ones you listed off, I don't think I'd go near some of them, but the blackberry, this is all right. The maple's really good. Like you're gonna have some morning pancakes. I'm telling you, that'd be funny to sip on that. The peach was pretty good, and the cherry wasn't bad either. But again, Evan Williams cherry is really good, so I don't know how it would compete.
Mm-hmm. What did I say? Oh, Jared Ells, he commented right here. He's a Tula d'Amour all the way with Irish. So that's the one he likes. He out of the Irishes one we were discussing earlier, that's his favorite. They actually have a cool little. I mean, I've seen them out. I think I have one in a regular bottle, but they have one that like little crock. Have you ever seen that one?
A crock? No.
Yeah, it's like a little like comes in like a little ceramic actually bottle is how it comes. Really interesting, that they do have that one, which I don't think it's any different than the other one. I'm not sure. Maybe it is, but again, I haven't tried the Tula d'Amour. So Tullamore Dew, I think that's a Tullamore Dew. Yes, I haven't tried with that one yet.
I have a Tullamore Dew that is in my freezer. I've had it for a year, 2 years, a year because it was with my brother and we had it, and it's frozen in there and I never touch it. Just on.
Buddy Tony just commented. He said that his wife loves the strawberry Bird Dog. She likes the strawberry Bird Dog a lot. So, all right. Well, do you want to try where we at for time? Oh wow, we're kind of moving right along here. You know what, dude? I don't even like. I think that we're going slower than we are, but then I just looked at the time, and it's like, holy moly, we've already gone through 40 minutes already.
The first one we hadn't even started. It was 20 minutes in. We hadn't even started sipping it yet.
Well, I actually, when we started out, I wanted to mention the New Dram Drinker then, and I totally we got hung up. We started talking, but it's just like live is different than pre-planning it when you're sitting there in the studio, and I can make when you can make cuts and add stuff to it or change stuff around a little bit.
You're seeing me just trying to clean my glass while we do this. You're seeing me with water, trying to get some of the flavor out of there. I mean, you're seeing me. I'll be eating the crackers. I always get told about the crackers. I found out
the crackers. Yes,
I can mute myself. I could actually right now.
See, he can mute himself,
and then I can come back. So cracker might be needed, but not yet. Not yet. So we're moving to the Heritage, right? Or
the Heritage Distilling Brown Sugar Bourbon. This is the bottle that my buddy Tony D'Agostino, he actually gave us the remainder of his that he had. Let me see if I pull up the right one. There it is. That's the brown sugar bourbon. We did this one already. We've done this one on the show before.
Yep.
So, but we have a little comparison, which we wanted to do was with this one, and I have the 103. The brown sugar bourbon 103, which we'll do next, and we can compare them side by side and see if we think that the higher proof comes through, makes it better, detracts from it in any way, shape, or form. But we'll see. So let's get into the brown sugar bourbon. You ready to whiskey, my friend?
I'll do it next time. Ready and Abel. I was actually. Was it our? Ooh, see, that smells so good.
It does.
Like a nice winter's night. Sitting by the fire. I love it. It's just brown sugar. It's got hint of maple in there. A little bit of it smells lovely. Like straight delicious, actually.
It smells like brown sugar. You're getting that brown sugar note, but it's also got like that. You're saying maple. I'll give you the maple. I'm getting a little cinnamon in there also on the nose.
Totally. Well, so I was gonna say it actually tastes like IHOP. This is gonna be so random. Ready? IHOP makes this stack of pancakes that it's like I wish I could remember the name. It's a cinnamon pancake, and then it's like a cream filling, and then it's like a Cinnabon, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Smells like a Cinnabon, like a Cinnabon cinnamon bun. Let's make sure that's clarified. Not just a cinnamon bun. It's a
cinnamon bun.
Cinnamon bun. So smells great.
It's got a really good nose. I mean, if you were to just smell it, I mean, I would think you'd want to pour this. Like I think we said it even when we tried. Pour it over ice cream. Pour it over something. You want it like in a thicker, like syrupy, almost like fashion to it, just to add to anything that you would be eating.
Yep. Yeah. I don't think. Well, let's taste it, but I don't recall being able to mix this with a mixer. I mean, the only thing I could think of off the top of my head would be some sort of like Bailey's or Godiva, sort of like.
Okay.
Did with the peanut butter one. Please help me out.
The
Screwball.
Screwball, yes, the Screwball peanut butter.
Screwball. I think you could do similar things with this and make like a nice little cocktail. Which actually, I mean, we could get that done. I got to go out and get some stuff maybe, but we'll see if this quarantine can kind of weaken a little bit before I go out.
So Rick says, to be honest, coconut then blueberry. The Blackberry, I believe you started. Cleanse your palate in between before switching flavor if you want to be a more accurate assessment. We usually do. We each have water. Nick drinks it. He has his little saltines in between to kind of, cleanse the palate, the water and that and whatnot. We usually do that every time before we try and change up to another whiskey. Yeah. So thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Tony goes, I can't wait. He goes, I can't wait for Nick with the 103 because he just knows.
Yeah, he knows that it's going to be something special. He's seen you with the high proofs before, so he knows how much you like those.
I'm such a sweet tooth. Like, this is so good. See, I want this with the cocktail I just said. I would do this with, I would put a little Godiva white chocolate, dash of Bailey's in there, keep the whiskey heavy. So whiskey, a dash of the Bailey's, a dash of a Godiva white chocolate or a dark chocolate, I'd go the white chocolate with this one. I think it would actually play a little bit better. And then now you're getting that like icing flavor in there, and then make sure to put the rim on a cinnamon sugar rim before you put this in the martini. I was thinking martini with this. Actually.
Martini with this. All right.
Yeah. So it's good. I like it. I cannot complain. I could sip on this probably and finish a bottle by myself. Good.
This is 30% alcohol, so it's the lowest one yet out of the other two.
30%?
30% alcohol, sir. So this is super easy. Definitely something. But here's the whole thing. I think a lot of these flavors have to fall into your flavored realm of what you would like normally. So if you like that sweet brown sugary, this almost comes off like some kind of like a pie to me. You know, like you get like a pie filling of some sorts.
Have you ever had a cinnamon bun?
Oh hell yeah, dude!
Have you?
This is body by cinnamon bun. That's what this is right here.
It's like Axe.
I just rub the cinnamon.
That's amazing. That was awesome. Oh, you cracked me up. That was good.
That's really good, dude. I like that one. I like the brown, but we liked it when we did it the first time. We were like, this is good. This is really good. And that was the other. We just couldn't think of anything that you could do for a mixed drink with this. Really, we were like, how could we incorporate it somehow?
I actually gotta write this down because I'm actually gonna try to look into this stuff so I can do this. BSB with. The problem is at this time with what's going down, if we're gonna be able to get stuff like this, that's where I'll struggle. But I'll try.
Well, I mean, the thing is, the stores are open. You can still get to a lot of places. Liquor stores are open, obviously. You know, that's not a problem getting to a liquor store. The problem is doing it in the format that we have right here. You know what I mean? Like we got a smaller confined area. When we were when we had the studio, we have a bigger space so we can both be, you can shake it. You'd have to do it. It would be with the workspace that you have in front of you, really, to set it up. Yeah. So that's really what you're dealing with. What do you think this bad boy costs?
$26.99.
You're close. $23.99.
Come on.
Yeah, Hey, I just looked it up. I looked it up at one of the liquor stores. One of the two that I always go to when I'm doing the prices for all the notes and stuff like that. They usually have it. I just type it in and it pops up. And $23.99 is what they're selling it for. It's.
I don't know. Up actually now thinking about what the alcohol content was, that made no sense, but it's all right. There's no way the next one's over 28. So did you finish that one?
What's that?
Did you finish that one?
No, I still left a little bit. I left a little bit so I can compare with the other one when I pour it. You know what I mean? Need a little comparison, sir.
See, I got one Glencairn, so I was like,
I see what you mean. It does make it tough for you to finish it out. I'm just going to pour the 103 right now. That's what I'm going to do. Get it ready.
All right.
And like we've said before, is even the flavored whiskeys. I tried this out, and rather than investing in the bottle, like we've said before, if you can go out and you can find it at a local your bar or wherever it may be that you're out, and if they have some type of flavored whiskeys behind the bar, give it a try. Before you go out and commit to the entire bottle, you even do that with regular whiskeys, bourbons, whatnot, scotches. I'd like to be able to try it. Now, here's the thing that a lot of people don't know is a lot of liquor stores actually already have open bottles that they'll let you have a try out of.
What?
Evidently, Nick didn't know that. I'm letting him on a secret. So a lot of places will, and they do, but it's not like they have it out. It's like you have to ask for it. So a lot of the liquor stores that we go to, that I frequent, one of them is actually Mucky's, that we did the Christmas live there when we were there for the drawing. They have open bottles that they have behind the counter. So a lot of times, if you're looking at something in the liquor store, you could ask them if they have it and if you could try it if they have an open bottle. So they give you a little. They give you a little plastic cup and it's just a little sip, but at least you can try it before you commit to the bottle.
Totally.
So I'm glad I gave you a little bit of knowledge. I thought you knew that.
No, that's amazing. I had I've never ever heard of that anywhere. That's amazing. That's great.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't think all of them do it. You know what I mean? It's a few places do. One of them that we go to all the time, Jay's in Fall River. They have like a whole display. It's like out of all the open bottles. And depending on what he has on his shelf, if it's like the last bottle of something, I doubt he'd open it. But if he had a few of them, I'm not talking like, $500 bottles of whiskey are in there. Can I try that over there? No, those aren't open. He has a couple of higher end ones, but for the most part, it's the everyday stuff that they do have. But he actually had out was a bottle of the Stag Junior, which is a hard to find.
Huh.
Yep.
I'd be all over there. That's you said that's at Jay's? Is that what you said?
Yeah, Jay's in Fall River. He has so he had, I don't know if he still has it out, but he had like a bottle of Blanton's, but it was like his store picks. So he had a lot of store pick stuff. So he had like the Eagle Rare and stuff like that.
Yeah. I remember you telling me that.
Yep. So, great, another nice little store to go to. Another one is the Cappy's in Fall River. I go to a lot by us. And that one, he has some bottles they have behind they have like a liquor manager stand in the middle of the store. And he has a lot of open bottles are inside that stand, so.
Gotcha.
Where?
Bin 312 that you go to in Providence.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Bin 312, also in Providence. Bourbon Bay Becca just reminded. They have a whole room in the back that they have open bottles of. Because when I was there, it's like a small little store, but they carry it's really more of a wine store, but they have a whiskey selection. But the guy's a big bourbon whiskey guy, the owner of the store, and he has a whole room in the back with open bottles that he has. Because I went in there one day, I was like, oh, he goes, oh, you want to try this? You want to try this? What? I was in there for like an hour. Beck's sitting out in the car waiting for me. She's like, what the heck? Where were you? I was like, you should have come in. It was free drink night.
I made a friend.
Yeah, I made a friend, and I ended up buying like 4 bottles from him that night. I brought him out, but a lot of places do have it. I was surprised again. When it first happened, the first time I ever had happened to me, I was like, "This is amazing." I was like, "I wish I knew this for so long." But
that one, and
yeah, it makes it tougher. It really does. But it makes it easy when you go there. But when you're not. You can't try them. That's why we say if you're out when you see them, try it before you buy it. But sometimes some liquor stores will let you try it before you buy it too, because they may have an open bottle. So you can always ask. It doesn't hurt to ask. That's the whole point really with that.
I mean, if you can try something, try it. We always say that. So that's awesome. See, there's many of the ones that we look at that I've wanted to try and that I haven't tried and then bought, and then you're like, eh. So I like that detail and I'm so in. And this time I knew you were going to share this guy.
I was going to pull it right up. My buddy Tony, that's what he said. And he said, I know the juicy detail. I'll be sure. And see, I was talking to somebody else today at work and I told them about that. And they were like, really? I said, yeah. He goes, I never heard of that before. It's so weird, to say that, but they're trying to push a product. It's like anything. They're salesmen. So they want to make a sale. So if they have to open up, say a $30, $40, $50, $60 bottle of whiskey or whatever it may be, and they know they're going to make a sale out of it, they're going to have that again to make another sale. So it's part of the business. You know what I mean? It's not like a loss or anything. They're using it for a purpose to sell more of what they're trying to really sell to everyone. So not that bad. So you ready to get into this 103, sir? So we can move along.
Are you ready to whiskey?
Ready and able.
All right, bud. Dang.
Again, very similar nose. That sweet brown sugar, a little cinnamon in the background.
Hey, because I can smell the alcohol content now. But you're right. It's like same premise. But you're killing that sweetness. So when somebody was asking, should you marry? I think we were talking about the Blackberry one, and we were like, dude, this smells like they helped with the bourbon, the brown sugar one.
Yes, it does. You are getting that alcohol is coming. It's more potent than the other one. Obviously, it's 103 versus. I mean, this 30 proof, 30% alcohol versus this one's coming at 51.5. So you're dealing with a lot higher alcohol content with this one.
You're not taking a small jump.
No, it's a big jump. You're going way up.
All right, let's go.
Okay. Ooh. Yeah, you taste the alcohol in that one, buddy. But still sweet.
All right, you ready for this?
I'm ready.
It's like you had a fireball in your mouth, like the candy, and then you drank the bourbon whiskey. like the regular bourbon one. Like I feel like there's a lot of cinnamon in there. It's good. It's good, but it's totally got. We have a house phone going
Yeah,
on.
I have a house phone going. Yeah, my house phone.
9 p.m. at night. Why are you calling? Oh my
Yeah,
god!
it's
What's the voicemail?
it's the stupid. It's her. It's the stupid phone. It's that, dude. I've got 25 phones because here's the whole thing. Bourbon Bay Becca never puts a phone back on a charger, so I'd have 25 dead phones if I didn't have 8 of them.
Oh, oh no!
Oh, try to blame me.
Don't try to blame her. She's saying so.
It's not my fault.
She's only up off the couch so she can come and try some. Here she comes. She's in. There she is. Yeah, trying the 103. Actually, we tried this out again when we were out at a bar. They had it, and we were like, "Oh, let's try that." And it was good. I mean, I like it. I like the higher alcohol in it. That's what I like. I think you're getting more of it. Well, that's the regular brown sugar.
Oh, let me try.
She'll try the regular brown sugar too.
My concern is, I'm not saying I dislike it, but I'm telling you, it's totally like having a Fireball. It's that there's so much of a cinnamon punch right now. So I'm really getting like a Fireball candy while I'm sipping on the brown sugar regular bourbon. It's this contrast that I actually don't know if I like it. Like I'm kind of in this weird state because I feel like the cinnamon's so overpowering right now. It's killing that delicious sweetness of the brown sugar one from the original one. I think for you and I like this, I don't think I'd suggest this to many people.
Oh, no, I wouldn't suggest this to someone that was just trying. They wanted to say, oh, this is my first. Again, that first whiskey try.
Yeah. What were you going to say?
I'm sorry. The reason I have to wait because, again, the technical difficulties we were talking about. Every time I talk, it cuts you out. So if you're speaking when I'm speaking, it.
Oh. Gotcha.
So I'm trying to give you the time, and when you stop, I'm trying to come in after. But if you try to talk when I am, it like cuts it out because that was the last time we did the live. We didn't have that problem, but there's a ton of people coming on. We did the last one was it Wednesday night we did it, which was I guess a great night because not a lot of people did the lives.
Future.
Yeah, we'll have to remember that in the future. But again, these guys that do this, again, thinking of things that you think in your head that you could be a millionaire out of. Doing it's really like I want to say two kids. They probably just graduated college. Honestly, they might be in their early 20s that did this StreamYard service. So it's huge right now. Do they have their servers? And I don't know how big they are, so they have to have like a room or a building where they have these servers that are processing all this right now. But for me, I would never think of that. There's two kids that came together and say, hey, you know what we need to do is think of it easy. And it's a super easy service, which I love the most about it. But probably kids are probably just rolling in dough right now at 20 something, whipping around in their sports cars and everything. So here we are.
Here we are. And bringing it back to the bourbon, I think that, in my opinion, again, I know where you're going to go. So I enjoy the show because this is what we do.
Yep.
There's two opposite spectrums of this stuff. For me, I think I'm a no on this one.
A no?
Wow. I would rather take the plain brown sugar bourbon and enjoy that for what it is, enjoy it even in a drink or something, than sit there and have this stronger one that's cinnamony and got like a hot kick and a weird, it even settled weird. You were talking all of a sudden, like this got really hot, like way late in the game. It almost felt like I hadn't fully swallowed something. All of a sudden I just got this weird like hot sensation. I was like, that was weird. I just feel that I would personally rather go. And if you're like me, when you watch the show and who you feel like you're more accustomed to with what you've tried and what you watch, if you're a sweet guy or a woman and you like the not so harsh, I think you're going to be better off going that plain bourbon and working maybe into this.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not my cup of tea. It's just, to me, this is too much.
Yeah. Again, now if beginning whiskey drinker, I should say,
Yeah.
I would not steer them to the 103. I would try them on the regular brown sugar bourbon because I think that's a very easy entry. You're not going to have to worry about any of the alcohol burn, which you will get with the 103 because the alcohol is coming through. I personally like a higher proof. I like the higher proof anything that we try. This one, I think it brings out some of the flavors, but it also kills a lot of those sweeter notes that you were getting with the regular brown sugar bourbon. So with this one, the 103, it cuts through all that and you're getting more of that true whiskey. If you were looking for that true whiskey out of a flavored whiskey, I should say, I think you're getting that with this. It's that true coming through. It's like just like the hint of this, the hint of that. And I like it a lot. I really do. Out of these two, I would pick the 103. That's my pick. That's what I would have.
Yeah. I want to give a quick shout out. Just saw he joined Kyle Whitney, my big brother in my fraternity, his brother. Haven't talked to you in a while, Kyle. Hope you're doing well. Go back and rewatch this episode because I actually think you'll really enjoy this one. So I want to give you a shout out for that. But I knew you were going to pick that. I knew you were going to. It describes us. I mean, I think it must have been funny. Okay, I'm going to put this out to you. When we went on, which I can't wait to do this again with you guys, obviously when things settle down, but when we all went to Foxwoods, I mean not Foxwoods, Mohegan. When we went to Mohegan, it must have been such a show for the bartenders and for our women to like watch us like depict this stuff and be like, because you and I are so similar with certain like flavors, and then other things were just completely like, no, we can't do that. So it's really funny, the complete, like, it must have been a show to watch us alone the whole day.
Yes. And that's the thing, but that's what I like about it. I mean, if it was just either one of us on a show, it would just be our singular opinion on what we thought of whatever it is. At least, with this one, you're getting two different opinions and we don't always agree with it, which is beautiful. It's perfect, because you don't have to. And that's not what we're about. We're about giving you our honest opinion on what we think on whatever we're drinking, whether it be Scotch, whether it be the Irishes, the Bourbons, the Tennessees, Canadians, Japanese. We'll tell you what we think personally for our palates. I can't pick it out for, or Nick either can't pick it out for every individual person. We can't say what you would like. That's based on your own personal preferences. We're giving you the opinion on what, if we think it's worthwhile for the money you may be paying for it, to pick it up and give it a whirl, really. And if we would do it, and if we saw it out, if that would be one of the whiskeys we would pick. So I like having the opposite opinion sometimes of what I like. I think it's great.
Yeah. I think, and you point out, especially about this one specifically, it's got the more of a kick. So even though it's still thick, even though it's got the legs, it's still got that little bit of a bite and the spice to it. It screams like, oh, I gotta figure out my camera angle. I'm backwards. It screams you, whereas the other one screams,
Yes, I mean, so this is Nick's right here. He's the regular brown sugar bourbon coming in at 30%. Right over here. Nope, other side. It's all opposite. It screws me up so bad. But so that, and this is the 103. So if you're out looking for them in the store, this is what they look like. It's going to say BSB 103 on the label. The other one's just going to say BSB. It's made by Heritage Distilling. What do you think this comes in at, buddy?
Ooh. 35.
It is two different prices I saw. My buddy said I think he's getting it for $28.99.
Was my second
a bottle, and the one I looked up for when I looked it up at the liquor store, it was $29.99. So it's like $1 difference from what he was saying he was getting it. But I believe his wife was buying it for him, got him like 3 bottles of it, and said, "Oh, again."
And I just wasn't sure about the proofing. Like, would the proof affect the price? So 28 was actually my second guess, but I was like, maybe it's a lot higher because of that proofing.
Yep. But here's the whole thing now. Obviously, there's no age statements on these. They're calling it a bourbon. It's a brown sugar bourbon. Now, once you add the flavoring to it, it's technically not bourbon anymore. You know what I mean? It's that other category that it falls into. So I don't even know if there's any aging on this. So I don't know if it's like an aged whiskey, if it's a sourced whiskey, if they're outsourcing it and then just, adding the flavoring to it and putting it out in their bottles. I don't know if they're doing that or not. So I can't even speak on that, but they're calling it brown sugar bourbon. Now, when you think of a bourbon, you think it has to meet certain criteria. I don't know if it meets any of the criteria to be even called a bourbon.
And I think you're right in the sense that it's definitely both of these, I think we can both agree, have a huge amount of artificial flavoring
Mhm.
in both of them, because I can still taste the sugar in in the sweetness, but I'm gonna call it sugar for what it is. Like in this one, it's still there.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, it's so again. I mean, we're obviously with this one we're split. Out of all four that we tried tonight, how would you go? What is your least favorite out of the four?
Oh, the coconut one.
Okay, so coconut, you coming in.
Or-
I am
Oh, there wasn't any that were bad. So let's point.
no. It's not. It's just our ranking on if this is basically the same way we do our regular ranking system.
But sometimes there are bad ones. So
There are bad, but we usually tell you it's bad. I wouldn't bother with this.
So in this one, I would say that just because of likeliness, the coconut's going to be at the bottom, the Stillhouse coconut. I think that that's going to be a good mixed drink one, not so much just a sipper. So that's going to go to my number 4. I feel like we're going to be right on top with each other for this one. Well, what do you guys?
I think we're in the same ballpark. I mean, mine honestly, the
Or did
coconut was number 4 for me. So that's the bottom one. Still good. I would drink it. You know, that's not saying that it's not worthwhile to pick up. It may fall into someone's wheelhouse that they really enjoy.
Yeah.
The next one, obviously, I'm going to go with the Bird Dog, the Blackberry. That'd be my third choice. Number 1 and number 2, I like the 103 is coming at number 1 for me. And you would know that if we would do our boards, we would have been able to pick these out for each other.
I actually grabbed my board and I was like, oh, I didn't even write on it.
Yeah, I saw you running around before. He's like, I got to get my board. I said, we talked about this. We're not doing that.
You got to see my layout. I literally have, so people at home, because I'm not going to show a picture of it, but so you know, it's funny. I got the whiskeys. I got my saltines ready to go. I got my phone that has the Facebook. I've got the laptop. I got the water droplet in case we needed the water.
Yeah, well, I have the mine too, but I'm like, I didn't even think about water.
This wasn't. I got my water cup. I got an empty cup. I don't even know what
you're gonna do with that bad boy. You're gonna just put them together, make a mixer up there.
Well, I was thinking if we had to use mixers, thank you, Bourbon Babe, that I would have to have something to do it in. But then I was like, but I'd have to get up and get ice, and I'm not going to get ice too early. It would melt.
Yeah, I know. It's
notes. I got my board. I
know. I did the same thing. I haven't
like it's so extensive.
I know. I have a ton of stuff. I mean, like the live that we did last week. I showed a picture. I called it Mission Control of what my station looked like before. I have 2 monitors going so I can look up, different things going. I have this computer going that I'm working this with. And plus on top of all that, like this whole table is just set up so Becca can do her work from home. So I've got her work on the table. I'm doing my stuff that I have to take down so she can continue to do her stuff afterwards. I've got my cameras. I've got lights. This is honestly, it's a full production that we've both got going on here. It's like we each have a mini studio set up at our own house to be able to do these, which I find kind of funny because we have a whole studio just sitting there empty right now, not being used.
I know. And you know what, though? I mean, just depending on how far this really is going to go out, I mean, maybe we'll have to go there and do a mask episode just for the fun of it. Like, I don't know, because I miss you, man.
I miss you too, dude. Like, so here's the whole thing. I've been, bringing Nick his allotment of alcohol, to say. So I drive it out to him. We're going to be doing some blinds, which was requested. They'd like to see, our fans would like to see blind live, which I think is going to be the next thing that we do. Will be a blind live, which will be totally different because. Here's the whole thing, you see how we do this and, we kind of go through flavors are a lot different than when we do the regular whiskeys because we really try to get into them. So a lot of the stuff that you'll see on camera, if you see it's 10 minutes, it's not 10 minutes. It's a lot longer than that. And there's a lot of stuff that we like, just if you want to see for 15 minutes, just me and Nick doing this. Are you sure, man? I don't know. And we just keep going back to the glass. We have our scenting kits, and which I could actually bring to Nick, and which I will, because he can have his own. Because me and the Bourbon Babe, when we did our class, we each got another one. So we actually have 3 scenting kits right now. So maybe that'll be your next delivery. I'll bring you a scenting kit so you can have in case you want to get into it.
I told you the next time I gotta come to you. It's only fair.
So okay, so Nick's gonna come down here and we'll do the handoff. So like the handoff is weird because we meet out on Nick's deck. We stay 6 feet apart. We just I don't even want all the comments that are going to come up from that. Not putting those up. Nope. Not gonna. My buddy Tony right now is dying. He's got pictures right now. He said he wants to send to me.
Tony's probably cracking.
Yeah, he is. So the whole handoff, this pandemic thing, it really makes it hard. Social distancing. We're trying to do everything, and it's tough to even do something with other channels that we'd like to do during this time because everyone's at home right now. Well, for the most part, a lot of people are working from home currently, unless you're an essential employee. Lucky me, I'm essential. So I have to go to work. But it's tough because to do the whiskey trade-offs, which you would normally do. So I have some whiskeys I send to them. They send whiskeys to me. And so that way we're trying the same stuff on the night that we're doing our live. It's just right now it's sketchy. Nobody wants to. Well, I personally don't want to send anything to anybody, and I don't want anybody sending anything to me because and then I have to bring it to Nick too. So it's just that whole contamination process right now. It's just we'll wait for that to transpire. We'll push past all this. Hopefully, who knows how long it's going to last? The rumors and what you see and possibilities, and just for knowledge point. The first college that came out said they're not starting classes till January was Boston College. Was that right? Boston College is not going to do any classes this fall. They're not going to start any of their classes until January.
I mean, it's terrible. I mean, you've seen the Harvard people saying we should stay closed till 2022, which is
2020. Dude, I can't imagine that. Honestly, I mean, here we are. We're off top. We're not talking whiskey. We're talking worlds. Right now, that's crazy.
I know, and I, that to me is like no. That I'm one to be in for things and believe. I mean, that's too far fetched. No way. But cautious of things till then, sure. But you can't do that. Yeah. However, I know, and the concern is, I know people who live nearby that have this right now. This is no joke. Have this, and you and I have to be very careful because we both have loved ones who live with us that have weakened immune systems. We need to be careful of.
Yep.
Including ourselves, but
yes, yeah. I mean, everyone, you're susceptible to it. You can. My buddy Tony actually said that we have to make a trip to Norwood. There's an amazing liquor store out there. He's gone there several times. The selection there is crazy.
I'm in, but he definitely just wants to use you to let us be the one to be like, can we try that?
I don't know. I think he's more than capable of talking, to the people himself. I mean, I've been with Tony before, and he's pretty, a forward guy. I think he wouldn't be afraid. Do you have this behind the your counter over there? Because I heard through the grapevine that these stores do this.
I mean, I'm in. You know me. I'm always up for a good road trip.
Yeah, I mean, so it's I think it's Total Wines, and I don't even know what he told me the name of the place.
I've been told there's a Wines and More in Mansfield, and I used to live around the corner in Norton for a year, and we used to go there. Wines and More is one of the best liquor stores I've ever been to, by far.
So but this one was huge. He sent me pictures of it. He goes, dude, you got to see, and he showed me the picture. Just the whiskey aisle was gigantic. It was huge. So definitely got to make the trip.
But we'll do it.
Oh, absolutely. We definitely have to do it. And again, everybody, thank you so much for watching tonight. We're going to be wrapping this up in a minute or two, but I want to give a shout out again to New Dram Drinker. Check them out tomorrow. Link is down below in the description. I will also put the link up above us. That will be in the beginning of the show from here, but it will be in the description down below. So you can go to their channel, subscribe to them. It's going to be our whiskey notes tomorrow on Saturday. I think they posted at 6 a.m. because Greenwich Mean Time, and so I don't know any of that, and military guys may, but that's not for me. So they said 10 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time means nothing to me, so I'm going to look at it 10 a.m. But they already post stuff usually in the morning before I even wake up. So I think it's 6 a.m. for them when they do it. I want to say maybe, or for us actually be up at 6 a.m. So that's 10 a.m. I don't know, dude. I can't.
That seems tough.
But definitely subscribe to them. Anthony and Nikki, New Dram Drinker. We're going to be doing they have our notes from the Eagle Rare, and they're going to be comparing it with their own. Again, we get to see a little bit behind the scenes today. They sent us the link for it so we could do a private viewing. They did a really good job with it. They've done a really good job with that whole series that they have, the pouring it, drinking it, and enjoying it with friends. They've done a really great job. They've done it with a lot of other whiskey channels. And they still have a lot more to go. They got such a big outpouring for it when they reached out to channels. They weren't expecting as many people to respond back and say, heck yeah, I want to do that. So definitely give them a shout out, give them a like. And as always, please, thank you so much for the comments tonight. When you see our videos, hit the like button down below, make comments, let us know what you think. We're always looking for, ideas, things that we can do, maybe a whiskey you'd like to see on the show, stuff like that. So when we're out, when we're buying stuff, Nick's out, when he's looking around, he sees it, he'll grab it, or I'll grab it, or Bourbon Bay will grab it, and we'll have it on the show. You know what I mean? So we're always looking for different things that people would like to see or like to try or like to see on the show. So
Derek, 5 a.m. I looked it up. It will be 5 a.m. our time it gets released. So when you wake up in the morning, go check.
All right. So it'll already be there in the morning. Definitely go check them out. Subscribe to their channel. Really nice folks. They've given us a lot of support. I can't say enough about actually the whiskey community as far as the YouTube channels. Everyone I've talked to that I've reached out to has responded back. We have a couple of channels that I regularly deal with and I chat with. Another one, check our live from last week. Go look at Bourbon Bounty. New channel just started out. Give him a shout out. Definitely check him out too. But for us tomorrow, give us go watch the show tomorrow with New Dram Drinker. Great little show. Hit their subscribe, hit their like, hit their notifications so that you know when they're going to be coming up. So you won't miss it tomorrow either. But got anything else, bud?
I'm good.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Thank you for all the comments, all the watchers, everybody that was commenting tonight. We really appreciate it. We like to be able to, have the banter back and forth and be able to pull you up and talk about whatever you might be asking or questions that you have to ask. So, again, thank you, everyone, for doing this. And I keep forgetting, to even do the closeouts at the end of the lives like we normally do. It's just like we wrap it up. See you later, everyone. We're done.
Hey, it's all right.
It's all right. Nick doesn't kid. It's just like, hey, it's almost time. It's bedtime right now. I'm at home. It's
live. It's a little different than our normal gig. So
it really is. It is a little different. So it's tough to, yes, so I'm going to do it. But so here's hoping that everyone finds a little bit of luxury
in an otherwise ordinary life.
Oh my God, he remembered. It's been so long. I love this man. Yay. Thanks everyone for watching tonight. Thank you so much.
Take care.
All right.